Population can be classified as being a part of the Hardy-Weinberg lineage if they follow the laws established. The equation you see below is used to ensure that equilibrium remains the same throughout the population. We will get more in depth on what the variables mean as the video continues. Laws are essential to comprehend what makes a population a Hardy-Weinberg population. The population must be infinitely large, which means that there must be more than 50 individuals. Random mating must occur where mating is not intentionally chosen. No selection occurs, which means that each individual has the same likelihood of surviving. No migration can happen, implying that no one leaves or enters the population. And lastly, no mutation occurs, so all the alleles will remain the same throughout generations. Russian blue is an example of a population that belongs to the Hardy-Weinberg lineage. This is because they have a population that is infinitely large. There has not been any mutations occurrence. Each phenotype has the same chance of occurring in their offspring, and no one is intentional in choosing a mate. They also do not travel or allow new species to enter their population. Some would consider them to be bougie. Within the Russian blue population, there are only 3 phenotypes displayed. Looking at the population closely, we see that there are 24 cats with turquoise eyes, 72 with yellow, and 54 with baby blue eyes, all with an equal chance of survival. If you want to ensure that the population is in equilibrium, we would apply the Weinberg equation. First, we would have to establish the variables. The letter P represents the frequency of dominant alleles, capital G, in the population. We would calculate the frequency by multiplying the amount of turquoise-eyed cats by 2, since 2 dominant alleles are present. Then we would add that number to the amount of cats that have yellow eyes. Next, we would divide that number by the total number of alleles, which can be found by multiplying the total population by 2. Doing this math, we would get 0.4 as the frequency for dominant alleles. Next, we do the same steps to calculate the frequency for recessive alleles, aka the variable Q, getting 0.6. To find out the current frequencies in the populations for each cat, we would divide the number of cats in each genotype by the total number in population, getting the genotypic frequency. As time goes on, the Russian blues continue to do what they do. The amount of yellow in Russian blues was noticeably more than the other Russian blues, violating one of the laws. Equal selection was no longer in place, and they are no longer a part of Hardy-Weinberg's lineage. As you can see, there is a new fitness amount present in the population, changing the frequency of each phenotype present within the population. This can be calculated by first establishing the average fitness amount, which is represented by the equation below the graph. Next, you would divide the initial frequency of each genotype by the average fitness to figure out the new frequency of each genotype after selection has occurred. If the trend continues, the yellow-eyed Russian blue will continue to be favored over the turquoise and baby blue-eyed cats.